What do you think is the role of your salary? I know top of our head we think our salary is for clearing bills, and that's what I used to think, even me, a long time ago. But actually, your income has several roles. Today I'm excited. I'm excited because every week I receive a comment from one or two people telling me they're learning something and their lives are actually changing, and it gives me a lot of joy. So once again, it fuels me to continue the research, the trainings, the passion, and I know in the end, somebody's life is not going to be the same again. If one person is transformed by everything I'm doing, I'm happy. Everything we do in life, your relationship skills, your spiritual walk with God skills, all these things that are very important to us, they have an aspect of us trading ourselves first. We're not shipped into this world knowing these things. So just the way when you're doing a weight loss journey, you create a deficit in what you're eating so that every day you're chipping a small weight out of your body. This is true also in your financial journey. It is small steps, small behaviors, minute, atomic, like this, very tiny, that you keep doing every day, that in the end will culminate and become the big picture of someone who is very good with money. Everybody who has an income needs to start taking their journey of wealth or journey of how they're behaving around their money. Money requires good masters. Money loves good. Money gravitates towards people who treat it well. When you mistreat your money, it sort of just runs away from you. So the first and the most important role of your money is to create a foundation for your future. Think about your salary as a harvest. You've worked, you've invested your time, you've invested your skills, your emotions, say your energy, and now at the end of the month, you're reaping a benefit. That benefit, let's call it a harvest. So when you get this harvest, before you actually spend, this harvest should be divided into what is going to go to the foundation of the empire you're trying to build. And by empire, I mean your life. So that said, the first role of your salary is to start creating a base. And this time I'm going to call it changing your lifestyle. You start now looking at how you're going to make your life better in the future. And just to make it as simple as possible, the first role of your salary is investment. In yourself, in your future, in your family. That is the first thing you do with your money. So first role, investment. Forming a foundation of how your future is going to look like. The second role that we are all very conversant with is now paying your bills. And these bills, you should always have an idea of how much you're spending. And I've said this before, how much are you spending on fuel, on food, on transport, on school fees, on all these things. Those are the key things you need to look at when we talk about bills. Not just knowing that whatever bill comes up, I'm gonna pay. But you should have a rough estimate of, not even a rough, an exact estimate of how much you're going to spend per month. So that's the second role of your money. Now the third role of your money is what now we call investing in yourself, growth. You probably have seen people who have worked in one organization for a very long time, but they don't get promoted, they don't change, and they get to retire at 55, having started working in their 20s, retire at 55 with absolutely no much impact. Why there are some people who get promoted and others that are not promoted is because the ones that get promoted, they're keeping on improving themselves on a periodic basis. Once you get into the organization that you have started working, you need to benchmark yourself with the best of the best. If you notice an academic gap or a skill set gap, you fill it up. So the third role of your money is to invest in your growth. So that if, let's say, you are employed as a junior analyst, you have to continue studying, you have to continue learning, so that now you become an analyst. And then from there you become a senior analyst, then maybe an investment manager. I'm giving an example in the field of investment. If, let's say, you're a teacher, you started as a junior teacher, you can't remain a junior teacher all your life. And I know experience is good, but experience not coupled with growth and skills and expertise is not gonna get you promoted. The fourth and the last thing is to invest in others. If you're not teaching somebody what you're doing, then there is a succession problem. If you're not there, who is going to do the job you're doing? And I'm not saying in your family only. Of course, train your kids, train your spouse in what you do. Some people don't even, disclose to their spouses what they're doing. You should be able to train another person to do what you're doing, because even if you don't live in this world and one day you're in this post, somebody needs to continue. Even in our departments where we work, you need to have somebody else who knows how to do what you do, so that when you're not there or when you won't take a break, the company doesn't come to a standstill. So the fourth thing that your salary is meant for is to invest in other people. Mentor somebody, give to the society, give to the church, give to your relatives that are struggling. It should be part of the planning of your finances. I hope you have learned something from this one. I think if I knew this at the beginning as well, I would have, done a lot by now. But the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. A wise man said, a great philosopher said, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time is today. So now that you have heard that, your salary has a role, many roles, but those are the 4 key roles that will keep you growing, that will keep you rising, that will enable you not to become irrelevant at some point or redundant. You become, in fact, let me challenge you as I wind up the show. I'm challenging you to become the best, indispensable. Like, if people were to be fired, or to use a more softer term, if the company was to reduce the labor costs, you would not be the person they're letting go, because you are somebody who cannot be, replaced. Or rather, the work you do it so impeccably, and you're an exemplary employee. You can't be gotten rid of very easily. So my understanding is that once you start working in an organization, you better yourself on a daily basis. And not just so that you can be promoted by that particular organization, but even your next organization that is going to pick you, they'll pick you on your high. And what you were earning when you were here is probably what they'll benchmark with when you go to the next organization. I just felt like saying that at the end. So thank you very much for watching through. And remember to subscribe, like, and share. And also visit our website, www.wealthhubempire.com, where you can book a meeting with me. I'm a financial advisor, and I help people plan their finances. Part of what I do is to analyze and then diagnose, see where the problem is, and then I advise you on which way to go in terms of spending, in terms of investments, in terms of, all these things. And we walk the journey with you. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that when we release another episode, you'll be notified, and see you.